there's a certain sense of empowerment that what you have sitting in front of you is essentially the same amount of information that the entirety of the internet has on a given topic. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Wanadi the Creator. The myth is of the Yikuhana peoples, which translated literally is log water people. The social structure amounts to if you know the one true language of Wanadi, then you are a descendant of Wanadi and thus a true human being. They also do have a hierarchy with their shamans as chiefs, essentially. Transformation also plays an integral role into the Yikuana belief system, in which shamans, evil beings, as well as animals, have the ability to transform into, for the most part, whatever they want, with the exception of animals. They can only turn into humans. The dense and dynamic nature of the Amazon rainforest may be a suitable cause to explain the transformation motif, as virtually nothing is the same from one day to the next. As well, the transformation motif helps to explain the social structure based primarily on language. As to these people, someone that looks just like them, the only thing that they can use to differentiate themselves is language. The story begins proper when there is nothing but sky, then light, then the sun. The sun has some wakiri, which is the power stones of the shamans, just a little quartz crystal, with which he blows on, creating wanadi, sky wanadi, whom then he blows on some wakiri and creates sky people. The sky in this story is very much heaven to these people. Also, Earth as well as Sky are combined into one entity in the beginning of the story. The next part of the story, Sky Wanadi blows on the Wakiri again, creating a clone of himself with which he sends down to Earth. The first thing Wanadi 1 does when he gets to Earth is cut off his umbilical cord and bury it, which, due to the soil in the Earth having worms, causes it to spawn a dosha, an evil demon thing, which for some reason takes the appearance of Bigfoot, essentially. It's worthy to note some of the Western similarities to the Adosha character, in which the United States has both Bigfoot, which is a large ape from a deep woods, as well as the film King Kong, in which it has both a similar setting and somewhat similar premise that feels almost like it's derived from this material. This section also explains how Wanadi and his powers work, in which he smokes, sings, thinks, dreams, and plays his maraca, which I know has the Wakiri in it, simultaneously. So, score 1 for multitasking, I guess. The rest of Wanadi 1 is Wanadi 1 creates Earth people, Adosha tricks them into killing someone, and then Wanadi 1 punishes the Earth people by turning them into animals. A quick synopsis of the rest of the story. Wanadi 2 begins with Sky Wanadi creating Wanadi 2 out of the Wakiri, sending him down to Earth along with the Huhana, a large egg which contains new Earth people to settle the Earth, and due to a mishap and Adosha's meddlings, darkness is released onto the Earth, in which no one can see anything any longer. Also in Wanadi 2 learns that death is merely a trick by Adosha, in which he constantly has his mother be killed and returned to life. Intriguingly, during the darkness released mishap, Adosha sends one of his minions to throw his urine on Wanadi's mother, causing it to actually kill her. Fortunately, she was returned back to life thanks to the sky pool, which will return people to life. And fortunately in this story, the Adosha and his minions were unable to destroy the Huhana, which was hidden on a mountain. Wanadi 3 begins is the same way as the prior two chapters have. Wanadi 3, once he gets to Earth, creates stars and a sun so that the people on Earth can actually see what's going on. As well, this sky is not the actual sky, and therefore is not good. Wanadi 3, also known as House Wandi, teaches the Yukana peoples to build houses and shelter and other such things that they need. As well, this chapter is mainly about the almost constant battle between good and evil. House Wanadi also details some of the events that will happen at the end of the world, in which Wanadi 4 will be created, and along with the Scissors Master, if any individual is found unworthy, he or she will have their body cut up by the Scissor Master and placed back on Earth. An analysis of the four Wanadis. Wanadi 1 is titled in the book Wanadi the Wise. My interpretation is that his only faults are due to intelligence, which is hard to blame due to him experiencing an entire new planet. Wanadi 2 very much represents fear, in that he has to contend with a world covered in absolute darkness, as well as seeing the mutilated body of his mother, not just the times that he killed her and brought her back to life, mind you. 183 very much represents human ingenuity, considering his name is House Wandi. He builds houses, and later in the story he disguises himself as a dirty hunter to avoid a dosha, showing that he is very industrious. 184, as well as the Scissor Master, very much represent truth and justice, in that all your sins will be paid for and all your good deeds will be rewarded, as you will ultimately be either released into the sky, the actual sky, or you will be thrown back onto Earth, a lump of flesh.